and then go to there. No. The second one.
Beginning.
Yeah, it should give you that.
I'm at beginning.
All right. Well, it didn't show our tags. Here, go back.
2.
Go to bracket time. Sorry. We had to wait for some people to use the restroom and get ready, get settled in.
Is this live?
Yeah, it's live.
I have Crohn's disease, man. Fuck.
You're in remission, Treece.
Yeah, it's okay. But we had to take a little bit longer. We've got first off Ty belled on us, so we've got Brennan back here.
Fuck you, Ty.
Yeah, he's Brennan's taking the reins for us today on the computer, so I'm actually having to armchair quarterback that shit. Today we have our good friend and pal Levi Hackler right here, who he was actually supposed to have his credentials and like where to reach him at and shit on there. But you know what? These things happen when Ty doesn't show up. So we always think we have it bad with Ty,
And then you really.
and then we
What do you
realize,
mean?
like we always think, like we always give him shit, like
Yeah.
throughout the whole thing that he fucking sucks. But then now we have like
Turns out he fucking sucks.
that he's not here. Yes, but but Brendan is
Reliable is what they call me.
he's reliable, but he's not the best. He's consistent, but he's not the best.
He has potential.
He has
I
potential.
mean, I miss
definitely.
Russ already, man.
Yeah, old Russ.
I miss him, but
Oh, Russ. Damn. I actually think. Let me figure out where this mic's going. There we go. I actually think this has potential to be our best episode yet. I know it's only been 6, but
each episode gets better as it goes. Are we having an issue?
no. I just was
Okay.
hearing. I was hearing. I think it's his. Yeah.
Yeah, we're hearing your
I
relay.
like hearing that in the background. So we've got a lot of stuff. I don't know how much we're gonna cover. My book is right beside you if you want to hand that to me. And I know you got stuff written down. You wanted to talk about something before we got on to Levi, because Levi, if you don't know him, he is one of the biggest characters in our friend group. Like, I think I don't know who else would be like in there.
I'd probably put Levi number 1.
I was gonna say I think like with our friends of ours, it would be like Chaz and then like Levi. Like Chaz is probably the closest that like for characters.
Challenge, yeah.
Yeah.
I can see
But
that.
yeah, Levi definitely top. That list. If you noticed, we're actually in my living room today. We're not in the bedroom for once, which is nice.
Yeah, definitely a way better setup than the bedroom. No offense or anything.
No, that's
We
not
should try to do
taken.
this
Not
one more
taken.
often,
Not at all.
but
I haven't
yeah.
even seen the bedroom, so.
It would have been cramped. Like if everyone would have been in the bedroom, it would have been like a situation. Like he would have been able to fit, like.
People would have been sitting on the floor.
No, I mean there's a desk for him to sit in. You would have been like, we had to move the table so it's like this way, but it's just more cramped. Like there's not as much space in there.
Comfortable. I feel
Yeah,
comfortable.
this is definitely a way more comfortable space.
Oh, you did that.
Fuck. Okay, so
How cool that was.
do we want to move on to the KSI versus Logan Paul fight?
I'll talk it.
Okay. You know that's coming up, Brendan?
Yeah, bro. I thought it wasn't happening. I thought Logan Paul said like it's not happening, but I hope it happens.
Dude, it's happening. There's a
First off, when's the last time you checked into this? Because I am completely oblivious to all of this.
I've checked into this pretty recently. Damn it. I watched a YouTube video about who had the best punch.
Okay.
Because Bradley Martin, this YouTuber, I don't know if you know who that is, went around and got punched by both Logan Paul and KSI. So, and he said KSI had the harder punch.
Listen, I think.
Where'd he get punched?
Face. And I think gut too.
And he didn't get knocked out?
Neither of them knocked him out.
You know how easy it...
They probably didn't do it as hard as they could.
I mean, I don't know. He was wearing a face mask.
What'd they hit? With like a
And
straight
he
or...
put a towel in his mouth.
It was like from the side.
Towel.
Yeah, it was side, yeah.
I just think Logan Paul coming from a wrestling background.
He's gonna be
This is
more...
always the debate
no.
you guys have with this shit.
Listen.
This
I think
wrestler
It's a
shit.
different mindset.
it's a different
Wrestler
mindset.
shit.
Okay. Just in fighting alone. Okay, let me put it like this. Okay. Let me think of the. I think there's 10 weight classes in the UFC
Yeah.
men's. Let's see. Fly, bantam, feather, light, welter, middle, light, heavy, heavy. Okay, so there's eight weight classes. All right.
Yeah.
Out of those 8 weight classes, we got featherweight wrestler. He was a gold medalist. He's the champion. Anyways, the champion at light featherweight. No, feather. What was it? Flyweight. He was a gold medalist in the Olympics for wrestling. Okay, we go up to bantamweight. Okay, T.J. Dillashaw. He was a wrestler in college. We go up to featherweight. That's what's his face? Max Holloway. He wasn't a wrestler as far as I know. Lightweight. Habib, one of the greatest wrestlers to ever wrestle in the octagon, or fight in the octagon. Then we go to welter. I don't even know who the fuck. I think it's what's his face.
The point
is,
I mean, the point is that these guys.
I keep going all day.
They
Tyron Woodley. Tyron Woodley wrestled for Mizzou. They're all fucking wrestlers. The best. They're
But
wrestlers
you gotta say,
haven't.
there's more grappling in UFC though. This is more just
I know,
throwing punches.
But,
yeah, standing.
but
But I'm saying, I think.
okay, you take a wrestler and a soccer player. Who is more likely to win in a fight?
I mean, I think
Mindset.
that's a
We're
different
talking about
advantage.
no. We're
That's
talking
totally
even
different.
boxing.
I mean, okay,
even
a
boxing.
wrestler is trying to
Even
take
boxing.
a body down, where a soccer player is kicking a ball.
Okay,
on a
Exactly. That's
field.
what I'm
But
saying. That's a total bad-
also,
that's totally
no.
different sports.
In boxing,
Really?
mindsets. Okay, who's more likely to get in a fight, a wrestler or a soccer player?
Probably
A wrestler.
A wrestler.
A wrestler. Okay, who's more ready to be in a fight, a wrestler or a soccer player?
I mean, a soccer player could technically maybe
No.
on the side. On
Who
the
is
side
more?
do a
Who is
sport.
more mentally aware of what's going on?
A wrestler, they are fighting
Exactly.
all the time.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. I don't think this is a good debate on soccer versus wrestling.
I'm not trying to debate that. I don't think that's what I'm trying to.
This is more
No, the only reason I'm saying is
wrestler
I think
versus
Logan Paul would be
30 skate or
more ready to fight than KSI would. Just
I mean,
because.
KSI's already been in one boxing fight though.
Okay, fuck. Oh my god. You know what Logan Paul did for high school?
What?
Fucking at least 30 matches within a 4 months period. For 4 years.
But it's not. You're not. If it was UFC, yeah, I would say Logan Paul would have the edge. But it's just straight up boxing. Yeah, he may have a tougher.
I'm saying
a
it's up
tougher
here.
mental.
I'm just saying it's up here.
I think.
No. I think that confidence.
I don't
probably
think
goes
Logan
KSI,
Paul's
though,
as tough
if I'm
in
being
the
real.
mental as you want to say. Is he walked off?
I know.
There's a press conference and
Yeah,
KSI he got caught up. Logan Paul walked off stage and was shown crying on.
And that's
stage.
why I was saying I think KSI actually probably wins this.
I do
But-
too. I think
but I
KSI.
wanna say-
I think this is Logan Paul's shot to get back where he was.
That would be crazy.
No, I don't
though.
think so. What do you mean we're back where he was? He still has one of the most viewed
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck
YouTube.
you're saying.
He still gets the most subscribers I think monthly at this point. He's one of the top. I think he's at almost 19 million.
Yo,
But who's talking
Levi's
about
over
that?
here I have no idea who the fuck either of these guys
I
are.
follow a lot of stuff, and UFC and wrestling and all that is not one of them.
Yeah, it's okay.
I
man.
mean, okay, but who? Who really still
True,
talks
bro.
about the Logan Paul video where he filmed a dead person?
I don't.
Nobody does. I don't think most of that shit just last week, then it's gone. New news.
But I feel like the majority of people who don't watch YouTube and watch him, that's what they hear about him. It's It's more than the small community. And I'm saying this is his thing. This could be his thing to get him back at where he was at one point.
I mean, okay, so it's
Try and speak into his mic if you're gonna talk.
Sorry.
Just
it's Logan Paul.
don't move. It's gonna be a shit show.
Yeah, it's Logan. It's Logan Paul versus KSI, and that one I have KSI winning, just because he's been in a boxing match. Supposedly has a harder punch. Supposedly KSI wants to go pro with boxing,
God,
so I
what a
think he would take it
fucking-
serious. Okay, now there's a second fight.
He's going pro with boxing. He's not making YouTube videos and sending one out every day.
Hell,
I'm just
I mean,
saying.
hey, he's making
Boxing-
mills off a video. Why
Boxing's
not?
The most physically trained fighter.
Like
you
I'm
can
just
be.
saying, he's not going
So
pro.
you're
if
giving
he's
you're
making-
giving box you're giving. So who do you think KSI or Logan Paul would be more fit for this? In your opinion, Logan Paul. Okay, and you're gonna say Logan Paul for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's more people on this card, but the only other one that really is up for discussion probably would be The other two main people fighting on this card right before Logan and KSI is gonna be, is Jake versus Deji. So brother versus the other brothers versus the other one. So in that one, I'm taking Jake Paul over Deji. I don't know if you know Comedy Schwartz Gamer. I don't know if you know.
Whoa. Are they fighting in a weight class?
I don't know. I don't know if they're making weight for that.
I'm pretty sure Logan and Jake are like pretty big dudes.
I think they look similar in stature, at least from what I've seen. I think they're going for a certain weight probably. I haven't seen a weight. I have not seen a weigh-in.
Find that out real quick.
I haven't seen a weigh-in.
That'll be really fucking interesting if it's actually a weigh-in. I don't think they would do a weigh-in. I don't think they'd do a weigh-in. I don't think
so
would.
Either. I mean, I haven't even heard about that. I know they've done press conferences, but I've not seen a weigh-in.
I don't think for shit like this, I don't think they're doing a weigh-in because this shit ain't serious. Let's be real.
I just hope it's more like I hope it's a serious fight, not like a shit show.
It's not gonna be a serious fight. I mean, they're gonna think it's serious, but let's be real. What are they gonna do? Just take a bunch of whiffs?
No, I hope they get in there and throw hands and don't act like a bunch of pussies. Is what I hope happens.
I don't know. I hate boxing.
Hey, listen, every boxing match I've watched and been super hyped up for has been like such a disappointment.
You know why? You know why?
Pacquiao, and then McGregor.
Because you're watching it with Mayweather. Mayweather is a defenseman.
Okay, I shit you not, there is a weigh-in for this.
Okay, but what's
By
the
the
weight?
way, Mom, I want to apologize for all the cursing. I'm sure you're probably watching this right now.
Oh God, your mom probably shouldn't be watching this. Let's be honest.
I'm Nathan, by the way. What's up, buddy? My name's Levi.
What's the weight
I'm
though?
looking.
Go in the
184.
So they're going at 185.
84.9 kilos. I don't know what that.
It's fucking hilarious. All right,
So they must be doing
185.
185.
Yeah.
Okay, they must be. So there are weigh-ins for this.
Right.
Probably some of them don't have weigh-ins, but I guess since it's the main one has weigh-ins, I think it's the only people that weigh. Maybe Deji and Jake
Was Logan 185 too?
I think so. I imagine they're both 185. I think they've been training for like 3 or 4 months. Like the other people might not.
Did they even cut?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they did. I'm just saying like I didn't like going that much
It does
detail.
not look like it at all. All right. So
They probably just picked a weight close to both of their weights and just were like, okay, they're probably both close to 185, and they're just like, all right, well, you either drop weight or I'll put on weight to make 185.
ginger ale. I got ginger ale in my cup. Brennan's asking me. Doesn't know how to use his words.
Okay, so if we're going around table, who do you got in this fight? KSI versus Logan Paul.
I'm gonna say Logan Paul.
Okay, who do you got? KSI versus Deji versus Jake Paul.
I don't know. Like
I don't know them well enough, but I'm just gonna go Jake Paul.
Fuck it.
That's the only.
Who are you going with?
I could not give a fuck in the world.
Just fucking flatter me.
Um,
Who you got? Flatter
just
me.
remembering the last name you said, Logan Palmer.
All right.
Paul. Logan Paul. All right, this
Love
is
it.
completely beyond me.
Okay.
shit.
All right, I got KSI. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got KSI in versus Logan Paul, and then I got Jake Paul versus Deji. But yeah, it's $10 for whoever wants to buy. It starts at 2 Eastern time, I think, in the U.S.
2 p.m.
Yeah, from what I saw, Bleacher Report had it wrong. It said like 7 Eastern time, but I think it starts at 2 Eastern.
Damn. Okay.
Because of the UK time, it's like 7 p.m. or something was when it starts. But yeah. So you got, I'm going to go with, I assume the wrestlers.
No, I think I've actually got KSI.
Oh, you got KSI?
Are you shitting me?
Well, I'm saying.
The whole time
Listen.
thinking like
No. I'm defending the fact that people like think that fucking KSI want to fight.
I think Logan Paul's more ready for the fight. What do you think, KSI?
I think they're equally ready. I think what he's saying is that he thinks Logan Paul could have an edge because he's a wrestler, so he has a more mental toughness because he's been in fights.
Let's think. When's the last time he was in a wrestling match? I don't know.
That's true.
Also, I'm saying like what you said was true. If this motherfucker wants to be a professional boxer, I'm hoping that first off, I don't think he's going to be. Fuck it. Yeah, he is because he's getting paid to fucking box. I mean, is he a good boxer? No, hell no. But I'm just saying like maybe he is taking.
It might not. It probably won't have the best
Just saying.
technique, but I think KSI pulls it out.
Yeah, so do I.
I wouldn't be surprised if this shit was rigged though either. behind the scenes, just for pure money sakes. I would not be surprised.
Couldn't give too much of a shit though about it though.
Yeah.
If I'm being honest.
Okay.
Oh God, have mercy.
All right, so now we're done with the topic of Logan Paul versus KSI. We're gonna move on to the very anticipated Levi segment. We've been trying to get Levi on for a few weeks now since we started this. We originally had Brendan on. For our first guest, and we've been looking to have Levi on. Last week we almost had him on last on episode 5, but I had a miscommunication with Tanner, so that was my fault.
Yeah.
It's all good.
No.
Yeah.
Turn it off that, because now you've got another camera. See, this is the shit we have to deal with. Yeah, that's fine.
This is we there's a learning curve to this shit, and Ty fucking is not here, and he learned this shit. And we're not, and Brendan,
Apparently, the original tech guy is just
what the
MIA
hell, man?
today.
Yeah, I mean, I thought he wanted to do this with us, and he's just not here. He wanted to be on a boat. I mean, it's 10 p.m. How the fuck are you still on a boat?
Is that even legal?
He's an idiot.
I don't know if it is. I don't think you can drive a boat at 10 p.m.
You can. You just have to have a license.
Yeah.
Jet skis, though, after sundown, at least in Tennessee, have to be on the water. Boats can stay in the water, though.
That's interesting.
All right, that sounds good. I mean, I wouldn't know.
Did you?
If you're in Tennessee, you better put that shit in past darker.
Okay.
Right.
It's good to know.
Do you have a boater's license?
I do have my boater's license.
I'm not surprised.
My dad begged me to get my boater's license for the longest time, but I never did.
Dude, that would be a good intro, honestly, to throw a beer cap on the table, and then you record it, and then that's how it starts out.
Oh gosh.
I'm just saying. I was just throwing that out there.
Once we get everything going on with
because we need a reliable tech guy.
Yeah.
Brendan, if you're gonna be here for the
Hey.
the future, we'll replace you with Ty.
anyone in the area that wants to be our tech guy, please. Feel
You don't.
free.
I mean, if
Feel
he shows
free.
up, he doesn't
If you're
suck.
committed,
That's all that matters.
yeah, for real. At this point, anyways.
All right. So, anyways, we have Levi with us.
Okay. Would you be able to, if I asked you bullet points of your past 3 years?
My past 3 years.
Past 3 years, have they?
So going back all the way to 2015.
That's fair enough, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Bullet points.
Now bullet points.
Bullet points.
Now give me an
Big
example
big
of
things that have happened to you.
big things.
God,
that
there's so
happened.
many things that like I don't like. It's actually amazing that this guy is like alive and talking with us today. And I
That is
I
true.
keep forgetting that.
9
Yeah.
lives, dude. I called you that one time through text.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what I
like
meant.
Levi the cat
a
hackler.
mountain lion or something.
Shit.
Probably one of my biggest highlights of at least being a teenager and going into my young adult years. I moved to Maine when I was 19.
I forgot about that too.
Good friends.
I was
No, I remember while it was happening.
I
'cause he wasn't
was
here.
I was selling weed to a weekly or bi-weekly to this older guy that I just kind of happened to run into at this place I was working at, and I didn't necessarily I thought he was just some old guy that smoked some weed, you know what I mean? But turns out him and his brother had a whole pot farm out in Maine, and it started off as I was just supposed to be a transport to Tennessee. I was going to I had a retired cop car at the time.
I remember that.
You remember that?
I remember that.
Yeah. He was gonna put oversized load stickers on the whole thing and have the tags where it's like a auto dealer.
Yeah.
And then he was bringing 60 to 100 pounds of marijuana from Maine all the way down to Tennessee once a month.
Damn.
Yeah.
So is that legal, or were you just doing that underneath the
That was
table?
completely
Like, that's the
understandable.
question.
That's
Okay,
like
yeah, yeah.
completely
I mean, like,
illegal as hell.
I didn't know. Like, I think it's like legal from a standpoint, like if you have like really bad seizures that you can smoke weed in Tennessee. Like, it's like a real.
No, you can't.
I think
My,
there is. I
uh,
think there's a law for that.
Well-
the only thing you can do in Tennessee because I have
CBD.
CBD. Yeah.
Okay.
CBD. That
Well,
you
I
can
wasn't
actually
for
go
sure.
to a store and
We have a
get
lot of people here that know this
marijuana
shit.
flower CBD. It is technically marijuana, but it has less than 0.3% THC. Therefore, it makes it legal under the Federal Controlled Substance Act.
But
Hey,
if you do,
I gotta
hold on, wait,
I gotta
wait,
shout out I got a shout out to. Is that Ash?
Yeah. Just use
Yo.
your username, dog.
Yo. I got a shout out to.
You might want to spike into your
Cum
mic.
Guzzler X69. You a real one.
Follow the stream.
Hey,
Thank
follow
you for
the stream.
commenting.
Thanks, Cum
Much
Guzzler.
love.
That's real.
Anyways,
So.
for seizures, what you can use, and it's the only thing in Tennessee that you can use, is a thing called Marinol, and it's a prescription drug, and it's the only way to get THC legally.
Yeah.
But it's back on the ballot for 2018 for Tennessee. But on the ballot for using medicinal marijuana, it's smokeless, so it's all edibles and stuff like that. At least on the ballot for 2018.
Now, as far as the Marinol goes, to be able to obtain that by a medical physician, you have to have proof of severe PTSD.
PTSD.
Yeah, PTSD. I've been drinking quite a bit tonight. Right.
Like
Seizures? I would imagine seizures would be one. What's that one thing where people like really have hard time moving?
You know the old people. The
CP, cerebral palsy.
Yeah. No, that's what it is. No, that's what it is. They smoke weed and that like makes them be able to like
cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
There was people that I guess after that I ended up everything would change. This guy had so many ideas and he didn't necessarily know how to put it together, but over time he just kept coming up with more ideas until he realized Massachusetts was on the ballot in 2015 to go legal for that year, and it made the medical marijuana legislation. They did it, but at the time there was no dispensaries open. No one really knew what to do with it. I mean, they didn't you just go open a dispensary. You can't just go do that. You have to go file for all that,
Yeah.
And so he just said, you know what? We're just going to go get licenses to be caregivers, and we're going to be the first people to go do it. And I want you to move up to Maine and live in this condo on the beach I'm going to pay for, and you're going to travel to Massachusetts through New Hampshire every day or every other day or whatever was on the schedule to go deliver. We were selling ounces of weed by consultations at $450 an ounce.
I don't.
The marijuana in Tennessee it goes for about $180 an ounce. So that's kind of, if that shows you anything, to pay legally for the marijuana.
Hey, so some people were getting gypped.
Well, they were in a way, but at the same time,
they gotta make money though.
This was professional.
Yeah, so
they're not going to some drug dealer in an alleyway to buy pot in a bag and expect to get arrested or shot or robbed on the way home. I am meeting them. I am taking documentation of their medical marijuana cards. I'm keeping track of all of their stuff. Yeah. And I mean, I think our youngest patient was like 23. Our oldest patient was probably 87.
Did they smoke it or just like?
Some of them liked edibles. Some of them liked tinctures. Some of them most of them like to smoke. They like to smoke. Or sometimes they would get the flower and they would make edibles with it.
So they do it. So most people just enjoyed smoking. Most of them didn't have like an issue that they needed.
A lot of them did have an issue. Most of them were minor.
Okay.
I mean, it is so easy to obtain the medical marijuana card. I walked in a doctor's office in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Worcestershire?
Most people call it Worcester. It's pronounced Worcester.
What?
That's how you wouldn't know that unless you live up north.
Yeah, I got you.
You wouldn't know that unless you live up north. So I go into this doctor's office. It's called Canacare. I go in this doctor's office, and there's this black man in a he wasn't scrubs. What does doctors wear?
A coat.
Yeah, a coat.
Yeah.
Okay, he's sitting at a desk, and I'm just kind of sitting in this huge room. It's kind of awkward because I don't know what to say. I'm like, he said, "How are you doing today?" And I'm like, I'm doing all right. He said, "Why did you come here to see me?" I said, "Well, I have severe anxiety, and I get stomach pains, and I have trouble eating sometimes." He said, "Son, I think you need medical marijuana."
You fucking.
I said, "All right."
You just named like all three things. It's like, yeah, well, this guy needs to smoke some pot.
It could literally just be something you wake up and are dealing with, and that is what he said. And I mean, I'm looking at this guy, and he's like, with his eyes all red, and I'm like, this dude just came in here geeked up.
Now, is he an actual doctor?
He was a
Physician?
No. He was a retired doctor. He was.
Okay.
But he still had a license, but he just didn't work in the actual at a hospital anymore. He just worked for this company.
Okay.
Now, if I want to say anything about how easy it is to obtain a medical marijuana card in a legal state, there was at the time that I went, there was over 150,000 patients that went to this one clinic to get their medical marijuana license, right?
Damn, son.
One person was denied, and that is it.
Why?
Only one. They would not
tell
comply and say they had anything wrong with them. They just simply said, "I just want some weed," and that is technically not legal. So they couldn't. He just said, "There's, you know what? Do you have stomach pains?" He said, "No." He said, "Does your toes hurt when you get out of bed?" No.
Bitch, do you have headaches every other Saturday?
No. Well, there's nothing that I can do for you then.
Have you ever stubbed your toe on the bedpost? If the answer is yes, you can smoke some weed.
And he's like no. He's like,
shit, dude.
I don't know what to say. I mean, I'm sure it was probably an agent or somebody trying to.
Yeah.
Well,
hey, at least he kept it straight.
So I have a quick question. So you obviously you're in Maine, so Tanner wants to give a bullet point story of where he's been the past.
Yeah,
few years.
we definitely went past the bullet point.
No, when I came back from Maine, I felt lost. It was kind of one of those situations where I got in a fight with the guy who even.
So that's
brought
why.
me
Yeah,
up
that's what
there.
I was gonna ask. So why did you end up coming back? Obviously you're here. So what happened?
He was
in Maine?
controlling. He was very very much into atheism.
He was an atheist.
He was an atheist.
He didn't believe in God.
Not only did he not believe in God, he thought that anything of a supernatural being was false and fairy tale like, and that if you believed in that you were silly and less intelligent than someone who could see what he thought was reality for him.
And you all disagreed on that?
So I thought that was negative. I didn't necessarily think it was demonic, but it was dark. It didn't seem very.
So you didn't believe. You respected that he didn't believe in God. But
I respected he didn't believe in God, but he wanted me not to believe in God.
Yeah, so he didn't respect your boundaries. He didn't respect other people that
he thought it was
didn't believe in God.
foolish.
I got you.
Sorry, I'm really just trying to figure out this mic thing.
I got it. Just keep figuring the mic out.
And then after that, I just was like, you know what? A huge snowstorm came down. It was like negative 18 degrees outside. We got in a fight about something silly.
You guys fought like cans?
No, it was like we got in a huge verbal argument about something that really, truly was not my fault. And so I said, you know what?
Can you tell us what happened?
There was a snowstorm. He told me the next morning, "Hey, you're gonna help us get the snow out of the driveway." I was like, "Yeah, I'll help you get the snow out of the driveway." He didn't say, "Hey, I want you to get up at 7 a.m. and come help us plow this snow." He didn't say that. He just said, "Hey, tomorrow morning sometime, we're not working. You want to help us plow it?" Yeah, sure. I wake up at 9 o'clock and he's plowed half the driveway. I get outside and this man starts just cursing me out, going off on me, telling me what a horrible person I am because I didn't get up and help him clear his driveway like I said I would. And I'm telling him, you did not give me, you didn't give me a time or anything. It's just silly. What are we arguing about? And he would not, he wasn't having it. So I was like, you know what? I'm not working for you anymore. You're you're a fucking asshole. You're a narcissist. And I don't want to work for anything that you stand for anymore.
Okay,
And so I came home.
Fucking asshole.
I come home. I'm lost. I have no one. I have no money. He gives me $300 and sends me on a bus home.
Quick question. So when you were in Maine, and then go on to the next bullet point here, how much were you making every 2 weeks?
To be honest, if I'm being completely honest, there were goals that I was supposed to meet.
Yeah.
And there was goals he was supposed to meet.
Yep.
I would meet my goals, and he kept fucking his goals up.
Yep.
We were getting weed from farmers in Maine. We were getting weed from his farm in Maine. We were getting weed from drug dealers in Massachusetts who just would drop off 4 or 5 pounds in a mall office, and I'd be sitting there, me and I brought one of my buddies up as a bodyguard and a driver for me, and we would just sit there and make sure nothing
Okay.
sketchy went down.
Question. Wait, sorry. Okay, so did you ever? Fuck, where's it? You were able to just drop off like, I don't want to say dirty weed, but like, because you said you got them from drug dealers too. Like, what were the regulations with what kind of weed you're allowed to like drop off? That's getting way off topic. I know.
With my license, say me and you have a medical marijuana card.
Yeah.
I can hold. I can't remember what I think it was 2 ounces legally. Well, if you can hold 2 ounces and I can hold 2 ounces, then we can hold 4 ounces together in the car. So with a caregiver's license, it's more. And so like I think with me, that guy, my bodyguard, and the guy that brought me up there's girlfriend, if we were all four together, we could legally obtain 60 pounds of marijuana at a time. Damn, which son. Here would be worth $180,000.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, there it would be worth
now
way more.
That all being said, with the whole Maine, that ended. You guys had some bad blood. You came back here. You were kind of lost. Now, as far as I remember, you went to Colorado, right?
Well,
but I don't know how long after.
What happened was I started. Right. I just got lost. I didn't know what to do. I come home. My dad wants me to like get back on my feet. We did have a lot of disagreements about stuff, but I mean he's my father, so obviously I'm gonna try to come to his terms and see what he's doing. So, but at the same time, at that point, he wasn't really doing that good either. He's staying with his parents, trying to get back on his feet because of some stuff that he messed up in his life.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, everybody goes through some stuff. I'm not, nothing.
Not putting him down for that. Everybody's got their own shit to deal with.
Right. But so I'm staying with him at his parents, my grandparents, who I've never really had a very good relationship in my childhood to begin with. So it's awkward for me. I don't like it. I don't know what
uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable. I don't want to be there. It's boring. They're weird. You know what I mean? I just fuck this. I don't.
They're not making you cookies every night like they promised.
Right.
Shit.
No
dude.
cookies.
No cookies.
I don't even like cookies, but there wasn't any if I did. And so, anyways, I just don't know what to do, and all the people that I was really close with before, and I lived with at times, and people who brought me under their wing, even as drug dealers or just whatever. Like one of my biggest people was Marshall, for example, right? And he's like, man, look, I have a job. His little brother Roger, who I was very close with too, has a job where we're in Atlanta with my mom. Come down here, you can work with us. You work like 70 hours a week.
Holy shit.
Ridiculous amounts of work. But so I go down there, and at the same time, even in this shitty situation where I'm living with my grandparents and my dad and stuff, I am dating this girl that I really like a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was sort of a toxic relationship, so I knew I should get away from it. But at the same time, I didn't want to. You know. But so I moved to Atlanta, and I go be with my homies. My closest friends that I maybe not had the best interest or whatever, but at the time we were just that close. You know what I mean? So I didn't care. So I go do that for a little bit.
It's easy to do when you feel like you don't have anybody around you.
I was 19.
Yeah.
I was 19.
Especially at that age.
Right. So I go down there, I do that for a couple months. It's cool. I'm going to Atlanta every weekend. I live like 10 miles away from Atlanta. I don't know if you guys know the rapper Rollo.
Are you aware?
Fuck
no. He was
no idea who the hell Rollo is.
I know. Well, a lot of people don't know him. Gucci Mane ended up signing him right before he got indicted on some crazy charges. But
sorry, I've got it.
He's probably one of the richest people in Atlanta.
Gucci Mane.
Gucci Mane signed this guy.
And, did you say Rollo ended up dying?
He didn't die. He got indicted on some conspiracy charges for. He's a multi-millionaire, if not billionaire. He was a heroin kingpin.
Fuck.
But he was trying to hide all his money in rap music in the industry.
Oh my god.
And one of his brothers, his blood brothers, same mom and dad, was working with us.
Did Gucci go down for this too?
Gucci did not go down for this.
Because I feel like if Gucci signed him, the money would look like it would have to go through him.
And Gucci gave him some money to cover it up, but everyone knows this guy as what he came up doing. So it wasn't hard.
So were you selling heroin with?
I never sold heroin.
Okay.
No, I never ever
Okay,
in my life
okay.
have sold heroin.
We're in Atlanta.
So I'm in Atlanta, and I'm just starting to meet different people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyways, it did not work out. I didn't like Atlanta that much. I kind of missed the girl, whatever. I didn't have friends down there like I did up here.
Yeah. It wasn't what you imagined.
It wasn't what I imagined. It wasn't working out.
Yeah.
So I moved back. I moved in with my mom.
Okay.
For
And
a
how
little
long were
bit.
you down in Atlanta for, you think?
About 3 or 4 months.
3 or 4 months? Okay.
Yeah.
Decent amount of time.
So I come back. My mom has this real nice apartment in off Middlebrook or whatever, and I'm staying there for a couple weeks until I can find somewhere to stay. Colin Ashton, we all know him very well.
Good old Colin.
Good old Colin. He just got an apartment, by himself or whatever. He was gonna move in with his girlfriend, but shit didn't work out. So I start living with Colin in his 1-bedroom apartment, and I'm working this simple job actually with Treece at Renewable Energy
RBA.
as a canvasser, going door to door trying to sell windows to homeowners in decent sized houses, and I'm like, this is cool and everything, but at the time I'm like, smoking a lot of weed and shit, and I'm not the best professional salesman, so to speak, and I'm just like, I don't know about this. So I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna start selling weed again. And not only am I gonna start selling weed again, I'm gonna start selling hella weed, as much weed as I possibly can.
So you're motivated now to sell
Well,
drugs.
I was motivated to selling, and I'm talking to different plugs in the city, different plugs out of the city that send shit in, and I'm starting to get a little bit of respect from different people. And they're seeing what I have going on, and they're like, okay, he can make me money, and he can make money, and do his own thing. So I'm starting to do that. And I'm not even gonna say any names. But some of the bigger rappers in the city that are more underground, they're involved in it too, and they're giving me whatever I want, and I'm just giving them money right back. And it starts to, and not only then. Marshall is still in Atlanta, and he's like, oh man, he sees what I got going on. He comes and visits me, and he sees I'm making 40 plays a day, if not more, every day.
Or 40 plays a day, you're flipping 40.
I am seeing 40 different people.
That's a lot.
A day.
That's a lot of people.
And in a 1-bedroom apartment, outside of the apartment, down the street from the apartment, whatever. You know what I mean?
Now, were you at Collins?
Yes, I was at Collins off North Shore.
Now,
and he didn't care as long as I paid rent and I, gave him some weed or whatever, and I'd bring girls by the double over sometimes, and here, Colin, have fun, whatever.
It's hard to argue with that one.
And so he's like, he's cool with it, and so after that, I don't know, me and Marshall went on a trip. We're like, look, we're going to start going on trips. And I went on a few of them with him. We went to California a couple times, and we bring a few pounds of weed back with us, and I just get it gone instantly. Then we started having it mailed to Atlanta, and we bring it back. We would just take what we needed and drive down, it's not but like about 3 hours from here. We'd stay, at Collins or wherever, and just do our thing. By the way, Colin had nothing to do with anything. He's never sold a single thing in his life.
Colin's an innocent man.
He's an innocent man. He's a hard-working individual. He's married now. He has a nice house and has kids in the future, all that.
Okay.
Anyway, so we're making these trips, and I'm making a lot of money, and I'm seeing a lot of different things, and I'm just experiencing stuff I haven't experienced before. I have, but on a different level. I went from north to back to the south. Now I'm going to the west coast all the time.
You went north.
I went
south,
north to Maine,
south,
back to south,
back up mid,
and then going out west to California all the time.
Okay.
And then we're like, our California plug kind of fucked us over a little bit on a shipment, and so we just kept all the money, and we said, fuck that dude, and I knew a guy from Colorado, and so I was like, oh dude, fuck California. Let's just go to Colorado. I can get a better deal anyways. It's legal there and it's recreational. So there's people just growing shit all over the place. So I go to Colorado. I meet up with the guy. We get a hotel for about 3 or 4 days. And every day we're hanging out with this guy. He's showing us all these crazy dispensaries. I'm meeting growers. It was cool. So on the way back from Colorado, we're driving. I actually, believe it or not, rented one of my high school teacher's cars.
Dude.
I know.
Wait. I think you've told me this before. I want to ask right now, but like.
Right. I don't even want to give out his
fucking
name.
names.
No, dude.
Fucking names.
One
so
of the
scared.
I know you guys.
If
We
you
went
said
to Hardin Valley. Hardin
said
Valley,
what-
Carnes, and Powell were involved in the Byington Solway movement, where
Never mind, I wouldn't.
they did.
I know what you're talking
like
about, 'cause
shop class.
you
They
told
did
me.
I know what
auto
you're talking- I
mechanics,
know
They did
this.
construction.
Yeah.
They did different. They're teaching high school kids different things, and I'm taking these classes because not only is it easy, but I get to leave Hardin Valley. I get to drive myself there.
Yeah.
And half the time, these teachers are so cool because I'm selling them weed the whole time I'm in high school. So he lets me skip class whenever I want. He lets me do whatever the fuck I want. He'll literally. There's a few of us in the classroom.
So-
If we're taking a test, he has a slideshow up on the screen, and it's a frog 1 minute. It's a bird 1 minute. Boom, it's like 6 test answers. Then it's like a snake
fuck were
1
these
minute.
teachers
Then it's
at
like a waterfall. Then
with
it's like
me, dude? What
6
the
more
hell?
answers to the test.
Where are these teachers at for me?
I don't know. So he's letting me pass by on these classes, and he's I'm just doing my thing, and I get out of high school. Actually, I get kicked out of high school for that bullshit.
You got you.
All right, and
Wait,
I hit him up one day.
I was gonna say we backtrack. You hit this teacher up.
Right before I go to Colorado, I hit
Okay.
this teacher up because
Gotcha.
I'm still cool with the guy, and I said,
Okay,
"Hey,
can I be on? Can I? What made you think like, huh?
well, this guy
guy
was
let me use the
hardcore.
car?
I would be out of high school. I'm like fresh out of high school.
Did you serve him?
I'm still walking in Carnes High School with weed in my pocket, dropping it in his desk, going to his car to get money out, and going back to my car and driving off.
Okay, I can see where the bond would.
All right, so I trust the guy.
Yeah, right.
I'm not getting in trouble with him. So, so I call him. I say, look, I'm asking a bunch of different people. I'm asking people's parents and shit. Like, hey, I need to borrow a car. I need to rent a car. Can you rent me a car? I can't rent my own car. I don't want it in my name. And everyone's like, no, it's sketchy. I'm like, yeah, it fucking is sketchy. But I asked him. I
Yeah,
said,
a
hey,
little bit.
I called him. I said, dude, can you rent me a car? I'm going out of town and I'm coming back on this day. And I just need a car for about 5 days. He says, so you're telling me that you are going out of town to get drugs and you want me to rent you a car to go do it? I said, yeah, I do. Okay, I can do that. Literally, that's what I'm like.
Okay.
I'm like, all right. So
So
I
you rent
meet
this
up with this
teacher's
guy
car.
to get the car. He hops out of a truck and says, don't fuck up my car. He
What?
pulls
Hey.
an AR-15 out of the trunk of the car, hops in the Bronco and drives off. Me and my dude get in the car and, we keep it for the night. And the next morning we drive out to Colorado. All this shit in Colorado. I get some weed. I'm bringing it back. We're in New Mexico. We stop. We get some gas, smoke a blunt, walk around for a little bit, get back on the road. We start going through Oklahoma. Okay? And apparently Oklahoma has like X-ray machines set up on the side of the road to catch drug traffickers.
Are you serious?
Yes, this is how I got caught. So basically there's like
I was gonna say, do you mind if we pause this?
Yeah, go ahead.
I want to make sure because my IT guy has been sitting there for a minute, or my DJ. I don't even know if we're. Are we on?
I mean, yeah, I think so. People are commenting, so I think we're on.
I said something about sorry
we-
for cursing to my mom, and she texted me and said it's okay. So
Okay. I just want to make sure that like we're playing fine and everything's good.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
So I'm traveling through Oklahoma. I'm actually asleep in the car. Marshall's driving. This dude doesn't have a license.
You didn't have to say the other person's name, but
I mean, it doesn't.
everything's cleared up.
Everything's
Okay.
cleared up on his end. So, I took the charge for everything. I took all the charges. And
Good for you, man.
So they pull you over.
So basically, I'm just driving down, and all of a sudden we see these lights flash.
Is it
It's
a
like
cop car
it's like
or is
street.
it?
No, it's these like street lamps.
Oh, that's when you
It's
know
like
you're
it's
fucked.
like flash. It took a picture of the back and the front of our car.
Oh my god.
And it apparently, if there's
And-
things detected in the car, because we had a large amount of things put in the
Right,
side
okay,
of our
right,
car, that it sends a like a radar that detects it, and
And then
it
the
sends
flashes where to get the front and back
it
license
gives
plates.
a picture. It takes a picture, and down about 2-3 miles down the road, there's 3 state trooper Tahoes sitting there, and I guess they get the picture. And so, we're driving past, and I do the whole. He wakes me up, and he's like, "Bro, we're in Oklahoma. I've already heard about this crazy state. Like, you got to drive. I don't have a license." So I'm like, "All right, just pull over on the next exit." So we're driving, and all of a sudden we see the 3 state troopers sitting there, and I do the whole like, look back, make sure they don't pull out. All right, they don't pull out. We're good. I see them like a mile down the way. We're all right. Fuck it, we're good. We start conversating about whatever it was we were talking about again. All of a sudden, we see lights.
Damn.
About 5 minutes later, and I'm like, bro. He's like, "No, we're good." I'm like, "Bro, we are not good. You don't have a license. Nothing smell. Everything is double vacuum sealed, but like this is sketchy. Like, why are we getting pulled over so randomly like this?" So they pull Marshall out. They pull us over. They come up the car. I'm like, "Sir, this man left his license in the hotel. We're so sorry." He's like, "Yeah, I left it in the hotel." Just bullshitting to the guy.
Yeah.
And he smiles. He says, "Get out of the car for me for a second." Puts him in the back of his car, detains him, is asking him questions for 10 minutes. I don't know what to think. I'm just sitting in the car. I'm like, damn, this ain't looking good. The officer walks up to my side of the car. He says, "Where were you headed?" And I don't know why. I didn't know what to say.
What the fuck did you say?
I said, "Sir, I was at a funeral. One of my friends died in a skiing accident."
Yo, what the fuck?
He said, "From where?"
Yo.
I said, "From Colorado." He said, "Colorado." Smiles.
So you and
He says, "Get out of the car."
So you and Marshall didn't have a
Oh,
story like
shit.
that you talked about ahead of time, like to be ready for
Well,
a circumstance like
I
this?
mean,
Like,
when
hey,
you
we're gonna
double
be doing
vacuum
this.
seal things and put it in the sides of the car, you're not necessarily expecting to have a lot of heat. I mean, at least we never did before, so why would we now,
That-
And
You
we
get-
didn't
like,
know. We didn't know
alright,
this. We
alright,
didn't know
alright.
this technology
Alright,
existed.
question.
Did you ever watch
Question.
Narcos though, like the TV show?
I mean, yeah.
For real.
I mean,
Question though. Okay, at what point did you know like I'm fucked?
oh, when they told me to go and stand on the hill, and I asked if I could grab a jacket, and they said no. They told me to stand up on this hill, and I'm standing there shivering, and he brings a dog out and slams this dog's fucking face up against the side of the car and just rubs it around about 6 or 7 times, and this dog is not hitting a scent. I'm watching this dog. I'm not a dumbass. I know when a dog hits a scent. This dog is not hitting anything, and this guy's getting pissed. This guy's getting angry as hell. He's slapping his dog. He's hitting it, telling it to hit the scent, and this dog's not going for it. And all of a sudden, he shines a light on me and says, "Come here." He says, "This dog is indicated to detect 4 different substances: marijuana, cocaine, heroin, and methamphetamines. This dog has detected one of those 4 substances in your car." I said, "Sir, this dog has not suspected anything in my car because I don't have anything in this car. I don't have anything in this car,
So you're
and I do
still-
not give you consent to search it."
You're still lying.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same point, though, that he didn't have any reason to do anything. So he says, "I'm detaining you and I'm putting you in my car. You're not under arrest." I said, "Sir, I do not give you any type of consent to search this vehicle. I rented this vehicle and I do not give you consent to search the vehicle." He said, "Sir, this vehicle is being searched. You're fucked." But I'm cuffed up in the cop car and I'm watching him search the car. And he pulls, start seeing him pull bags out of the car.
Shit.
And I'm like, "Man, fuck this." And I literally think, like, I'm chained, but the door's unlocked. Like, I could literally just hop out and start running down the fucking interstate. And I don't even know if they would really.
How far would you have gotten?
I don't know. I thought I was like, they're just gonna tase me, and
They would have probably pulled out the
yeah. I mean,
10 yards.
this would have been fucked. So they cuffed me up. They charged me with it. They seized the fucking teacher's car that it is. They take me to one of the craziest county jails in the whole entire state of Oklahoma. I even tell the guy, I'm like, look, man, I've never been to jail for anything in my life. Like, please do not put me in a crazy, like, pod. The man puts me in there with 4 murderers. One's a serial murderer. And I don't know what to think. And so, I was sat in county jail forever until I finally had a court date. And,
How long were you in there for?
and that county jail was in there for about 3.5 months.
So let me ask you something real quick.
Yeah.
If you're saying that the dog didn't catch a scent and he said he caught a scent and you because the cops have dash cams. How's the car sitting? How do you not get off with this if you they have video, they have I'm pretty sure they have audio on that shit. How can you if they review the dash cam? So how did you not get off with it if they have that evidence where it shows the dog going through its like protocol and he doesn't hit scent? And then how if you say I'm not letting you search the car? How does he get off with it?
The state of Oklahoma.
He kept digging and he got the fucking weed.
The state of Oklahoma is very dirty.
If you say that, if they break the law,
When it comes to legal issues, the state of Oklahoma is very, very dirty. They, especially the county that they brought me to, it was the meth capital of Oklahoma. And not only is it the meth capital of Oklahoma, I'm not charged with county. I'm charged with a state charge. And in the state of Oklahoma at that time, marijuana was a controlled dangerous substance, Schedule 1, just like meth, heroin, and cocaine. Therefore, it carried the same amount of time. When I got my sheet of paper, it said 2 years to life. And I'm literally like head in my hands, like even know what to think right now, because if I'm here, my hometown, and I get caught with what I got caught with there, I would have spent 48 hours in jail, and I would have got 2 years, maybe unsupervised probation.
Okay,
and that would have been it.
Here's the part where and we'll probably end up having you on again, like, just cause, you've got some funny stories to tell that aren't with him, like, in tragedy or whatever. But, what the fuck was I going to... came back from Colorado.
Get pulled over, I go to jail.
Okay, how much time did you do altogether?
Altogether, I did about 9 months.
9 months, okay.
Total.
Now, I remember you coming back and you telling me, yes, did 9 months. I was like, good, and you're good now? Yeah, I'm good, And I asked you, what does the parole look like?
Right.
And what did you tell me?
I was on probation.
Probation.
Because my plea agreement was that I go to prison, like a prison where I would take a class, basically.
So it wasn't considered parole.
It wasn't considered parole because I went to prison. It was called a delayed sentencing program. That's what it was called. Delayed sentencing program, DSP.
Okay, so that's why you took what you...
Right. Well, I didn't have a choice. That's what they offered me before with my public defender. Then I hired a real lawyer, and he could not give me a better deal. So I just wasted a bunch of fucking money.
That sucks.
But so he got me that deal. They shipped me out to prison for 6 months. I'm in prison. As I'm in prison, I'm taking substance abuse classes. If I pass my substance abuse classes in the Department of Corrections, I get what they promised me was I would get 5 years of probation, 2 of it supervised, 3 unsupervised. That's it. I get to go home, whatever. So I complete this thing with like the best score you could ever complete it with. And yeah,
job.
Flying colors.
Good
And the DA is saying 10 years. And I'm looking at my lawyer like, dude, I just paid you money and you wrote a plea agreement saying I'm getting 5 years. Like, what are you doing? They were not coming off of this 10. It was 10 years or you go back. 10 years probation or you go back. 2 years supervised, 8 years unsupervised. Or you go right back to prison and we're going to sentence you for... They were trying to give me 10 years. That's what they wanted me to take. If I did not... Yes. Which would be at 20%. I really would have only done 2.5 years on a 10. They are that... They are that full. Their prison system is that full in that state. So I wasn't about to do that. I'm trying to go back home.
Prison systems are fucked up. To begin with, I think.
I don't want to do that. So I signed a plea agreement.
Excuse my language. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So I didn't when we first talked. You said you spent 9 months and then you're on probation for 10 years. I was like, what the fuck? So like my first instinct was like you got screwed. But seeing how you put it now, I understand it a lot more.
I expire on the 28th of October.
What does that mean?
That means I'm off supervision.
So you're still okay.
That means I don't get drug tested anymore. That means I don't.
Okay.
They don't do home visits. They don't monitor anything about my existence whatsoever. I can move out of state. Like, nothing's a big deal.
As far as I remember, you come back. You come back. You know,
I'm living straight.
You're living straight.
I'm trying to do I'm basically trying to live the normal life. I'm not trying to do sketchy stuff. I'm just trying to work and earn a living. And I start to realize as I'm doing all this, I keep trying so hard. It was so much easier to do that when I was selling drugs. I was making so much money so quickly, and I was making so much money like on a daily basis. I never had to worry about anything. Yeah. But when I'm not doing that and I'm working maybe a $10 an hour job per hour and I'm trying to start over completely, I can't do that.
It's hard. It's hard to. I mean, I have never sold drugs, but I can understand that it's hard to go back because you're making this much money at such a pace,
right?
And you're
Not to mention my mama, God rest her soul, I love her to death, and I caused this. It wasn't something that she just did because she was mean or nothing. I just was crazy and outlandish and shit as an 18-year-old. She kicked me out. Yeah. And I'm sure if I had talked to her, she would have let me come back home. You know how it is. You get into it with your mom sometimes.
And you see shit like that once you...
Right. But I didn't want to come back home. So I said, fuck that shit. And I just went and did it on my own. So for me, for 2 or 3 years trying to do that on my own, and I was always selling drugs, though. I was always selling drugs. And so when I come back home from prison and I'm not selling drugs, I'm realizing how hard it is to actually live paycheck to paycheck as an American. And I get an apartment, and I'm actually really doing well until, I throw maybe a couple parties or two. I lived on the second floor. Yeah. Now, the people on the first floor below me.
The duplex?
Yeah. They lived there, it wasn't a duplex, it was like an apartment complex, but it was only 2 stories.
Okay.
And the people underneath me lived there for like 20 years, so they kind of had pool. Yeah. They've been paying bills at this place for 20 years, so like...
They've got seniority.
Yeah, they got seniority. And the person who owned the apartment did not want to release to me. And as I'm working paycheck to paycheck, I'm not saving money for a new apartment. I'm not saving money for a new car. I'm not saving money I'm just getting by.
Yeah.
And so it hit me real fast. I'm like, damn, I got all my shit together, and I'm about to lose everything. So I'm like, fuck it.
Go for it.
I find somebody that's got a bunch of cocaine, and I go hit them up. Now I'm selling cocaine.
Okay. That was what
all my friends are doing cocaine. And I don't care. I might, sniff a bump here and there, but I don't care about it. The shit doesn't mean anything to me. I might drink a beer, smoke some weed, whatever, chill out. But all these people that I kind of know are into cocaine.
Yeah.
So, and they're always complaining about it too. They're like, man, this cocaine's shitty. I'm getting shitty ass cocaine. So I'm like, all right then. Y'all are complaining about the coke. I know people that I could get some good coke from. And I'm not going to sell you shit coke for $100 a gram. I'm going to sell you good coke for $80 a gram. So I start selling coke. Hella coke all day long. I'm selling coke. I'm working a job and I'm selling coke. And I'm selling weed. But really, I'm just selling coke because it's so small and the volume of it's so small. I can make $800 off this much cocaine when I can make $800 off this much weed. You know what I mean? So I'm not trying to get caught. I'm already been in trouble.
Yeah.
I've already been in the system. I have a record. I'm on probation. So I'm just trying to get, by. And I start selling coke, and I move out, and I go into this crazy house, and I save my money for a month off of coke. Boom, move out. And I kind of had a nervous breakdown during the middle of that, and Nathan. I stayed with Nathan for a little bit, and he didn't know anything about it. I didn't say anything about it, but the whole time I'm living with him, I'm still selling coke.
Yeah.
Still selling coke.
How long did you live with him for?
Maybe like a month or two.
So. Okay.
Yeah, just to try to get back. I just freaked out one day. I did not want to be where I was at, and I just kind of
bolted.
Took my clothes and bolted. Yeah. Just wasn't a good situation. The guy I was living with kept going back to jail and violating his probation back and forth, and I was doing sketchy stuff, but I was being kind of smart and like low key about it. He was just downright sketchy as hell. Didn't care.
Who's that?
I don't want to speak. I don't want to say his name, but
Good.
I mean, he's back in jail right now.
Dude,
I was in jail with him last time I was in jail, and he went to California and came back, and he's back in jail again. He's been in jail like 6 times.
Gotcha.
And he's younger than me. I'm only 22. So I start doing this, and I get back into it. And once you get into this shit, man, people hit you up all day. They want you to give them shit. The people that you're getting it from, they want you to buy the shit. So I feel important. I feel like people they need me. You know what I mean? That's how I feel. That's not necessarily the reality of it, because obviously they don't fucking need cocaine. They don't need drugs. But I feel as if these people need me. I feel like I have a purpose or some type of shit.
You're feeling loved.
I feel loved. Not only do I feel loved, I feel like I am in control.
Yeah.
And so I just keep doing it. It's hard to stop. And I even talked to my dad about it. I'm like, Dad, look, I'm doing the sketchy shit. I don't really like it, but I don't know how to stop doing it. And I kind of get out of this sketchy situation. I get my own place with one of my best friends, and I'm doing this shit even more low key now. I'm not in any type of sketchy apartment where all types of other crazy shit's going on too. It's just me, and I'm just doing my own thing again.
Yeah.
And then I kind of quit selling coke. I kind of start selling weed again, because I get a good weed plug. And then the weed plug knows a bar plug, and the bar plug knows another coke plug. So now I'm selling bars, coke, different pills. I'm selling Roxy's. I'm selling I'm selling everything. And then I finally save up some money, and I move into this like mansion that I'm not. It's like this old man that has it, and he's just like divorced and whatever. And he has this huge house, and he just stays in his basement. And I'm renting 2 rooms from one. I'm using as a studio to make music, and the other one I'm using as my bedroom.
Good for you.
And but at the same time, I'm at this point in my life, I was working a job the whole time I was doing all this, right? And I got so big into it, I didn't have to work anymore. In fact, I made more money not working.
Right.
I would work with him just to make him give me a paycheck so I could give my probation officer
something to look at. Gotcha.
Yeah, he would write me fake checks.
Yeah.
He would write me checks that were way more than what I actually made that week, because I just went and just worked just to please him, to make me a check. He would still pay me, but it wasn't. I was really helping him out, and he was helping me out. It was 50-50. And so one day, there's another guy that rents one room out from him upstairs, and he gets into it with his girlfriend or whatever, and I get arrested again for a bunch of drug charges. And some of them weren't, most of them, they weren't mine. Shit was not mine, but I got charged with it. Yeah. And so, boom, back in jail again.
Is that most recent?
That's the most recent. That's the case I'm fighting now.
Do you mind talking about the in-between part?
Now,
do you not want to talk about that?
They were looking for him for felony assault charges against his girlfriend, and this shit never even happened.
I was gonna say, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the part where like
you went to the hospital.
You went to the hospital.
Oh, that?
Yeah.
Okay, so
If you don't want to talk about it, don't
yeah.
talk about it. Just, if it's a touchy subject, don't talk about it.
It's
We're
not
trying to
that it's a
force you.
touchy subject because I never actually got so far into it that it was something that I had a problem with. So it was literally I would call it an accident. I every so often, maybe 3 times within a 6-month period, I sniffed a little heroin.
Within,
Literally,
everything.
I mean, it wasn't like I would do it one night and then the next day I'm like, oh god, I gotta go get some heroin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people are like that, but I might, do some heroin with my girlfriend. We would get like a point, not like something tiny, like minuscule. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And we would split it, and whatever. We'd enjoy ourselves, and the next day we'd wake up. We wouldn't think about it. And I think it was the 3rd or 4th time I ever even tried it. I did some, and it was cut with fentanyl, that's a big epidemic that's going on right now. And I didn't even I've never shot up anything or anything like that at all. I would just sniff stuff, sniff coke, sniff pills, sniff whatever. Sometimes it wasn't an everyday thing. It really wasn't, but it was something that I would do from time to time. I just experiment with drugs, and I didn't think it was a big deal. So I sniffed some heroin with this girl I'm friends with, and the whole. I wasn't even like trying to do heroin with this girl. I really was trying to. She was dating one of my friends who had OD'd off of it, and I wanted to tell her that I didn't want him doing it anymore. And I had to manipulate her into telling me that she still did some. And by doing that, she got so comfortable enough, she just kind of pulled it out.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, fuck it, let's just do all this heroin, and we won't. And I'm not gonna do it anymore because I don't care. You're an addict. You don't need to do it anymore if you're gonna be dating someone who's just getting out of rehab, especially somebody that I care about. That's one of my good friends.
Yeah.
And she said, okay, cool. So we do it, and all of a sudden I just start feeling weak, and I don't know what's going on. I can't. I'm standing up and I'm falling asleep and nodding out and everything, and I'm getting scared. I throw up. I've never thrown up off of it before. I never got sick off of it. I never felt that way in my life. And all of a sudden, I just kind of I could feel myself falling. And I...
Now,
Go ahead.
How fast is this all happening? Like, in what amount of time?
As I did it, within 30 minutes, I was dead.
Fuck.
So, boom, I wake up in an ambulance. And instantly knew why I was there. I was, oh shit,
Fuck.
This is
Yeah.
embarrassing. I didn't know that this could even happen off of this amount. Like, I was dumbfounded. I was embarrassed. I felt horrible about myself. I didn't even know what to think. And they're treating me like I'm some type of junkie, asking me how many times I shoot up a day. And I'm looking at them, dude, I don't have any track marks. Like, besides the IV you guys have just put in me.
I just try this shit.
And they're looking at me like, we just saved your life. And I'm like, I'm grateful for that. But don't treat me like a junkie, because I'm not. And they take me to the hospital. They, give me all the tests and shit I need. I'm telling them I'm good. I'm fine. I feel fine. I can get up right now and walk out of here. They finally let me leave. I get out of there. I go home. I don't know what to think. I'm embarrassed. I don't want to tell anybody about it. But I didn't tell anybody about it. But the girl I was with, she told one person. That one person told another person. That person told another person. You know how this shit goes.
Yeah.
It just spirals down.
Okay.
Then my plug, the guy who I eat off of, the guy who I make money off of, finds out about it. And he's not, bro. If you do that shit again, I'm not
fucking with you.
I'm not fucking with you. I'm not gonna do business with you. So I'm not only am I embarrassed and just feel like shit about this, I'm now scared. Like, damn it, I'm just spiraling downhill. You know what I mean? And that's when I quit doing everything. I quit. Sometimes I would do Xanax, you know what I mean? I'd sniff coke a lot and shit like that. I quit doing everything. I just quit doing everything. And I sat in my room for about 3 days. I didn't talk to anybody. I was real sad and didn't know how to feel about it. And I just sat and smoked weed and watched cartoons and kind of just tried to, get my mind right. And I came back from it, and I was okay. And I never did it again after that, ever. I didn't want to ever do it again. If anybody, actually somebody was around me that was doing it, and I told them to leave. I told them I didn't want it around me.
Good.
And I really didn't. It
And
made me uncomfortable. After going through that situation, that made me uncomfortable.
Good, dude. That shows like that you like you're not like what the outside may look like. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
You're deeper in here. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yes.
Like
And as far as my spiritual side goes, I knew that was not what I was supposed to be doing. Yeah, it wasn't me.
That's not you.
It wasn't me. It wasn't that wasn't where I wanted to go.
And see, like I've always like because Nathan told me.
Yeah.
And I was like, my first question was like, where is he? How can we find him? How can we go see him? Like I just want to know you're okay.
As much as I love Nathan, I do, but he really like, if there's something that he doesn't know how to deal with, he tries to detach from it, and that's what he did with me for a while.
Damn.
He would talk to me, and
I don't know. I think that he's.
I'll be real with
he
you.
would talk to me, but he wouldn't reach out to me like he usually would.
I would jump in right now, and I'll say I understand where Nathan's coming from, because right before that happened,
I was gonna say,
I honestly, there was a time right before leading up to where you you go to the hospital, you OD. I made this decision, if I'm being real with you on this, and I don't mean to air it out now. I'm just doing it because you brought Nathan up. But I made a decision in my mind that you were going down a path that I couldn't follow, because there's a saying that you have the people around you, you want to have the same people around you that have the same mindset with what they're doing. Like, say if I want to and just to have the same motivation, same mindset of trying to grow, and it's just I know like for you it's like a money thing where it's like I'm making money and everything like that, but also you've had so many bad things happen. You went to jail.
It was dark.
Yeah.
It was.
And so, for me personally, I was like, well, I can't help them, because some people don't want to be helped during situations. I try to talk to you about it. I was like, listen, man, you can, because you're obviously battle tested with the scars, everything you've gone through.
Right.
But it's just some people you can't help. And obviously I wanted to help you, and I wanted you to be, because you're a great person, great person deep down. And I wanted to help you through that, but I couldn't help you. So it's what I couldn't surround myself with that, because it would be dragging me deeper into it.
Remember the day that we were together and Ryan got in a wreck, and I went over there and I was trying to help him out, right?
Yes.
And honestly, you had never been in a situation like that, so it fucked with you a little bit, and you did not know how to deal with it. You were literally sitting in the background, eyes wide as I've ever seen, just like, what the fuck is going on? And even though I shouldn't be able to deal with something like that, I was able to, and I did what I needed to do, and I left. You know what I mean? And you told me, do not ever put me in a situation like that ever again.
Yeah.
And I said, you're right. That wasn't cool of me.
Yeah.
Put you in that situation. But for me, that wasn't. I mean, it was a big deal, but it wasn't life changing. For you, that was an eye opening experience. You know what I mean? So I guess
everyone sees something from a different perspective.
Right. And I guess it's just all the things that I have seen and that I've experienced. Whatever. That wasn't even.
It's a part of the game.
Yeah, it's a part of the game. And for you, you don't experience that, and that's a good thing. And so you're just that's just a different world for you. But yeah, after that happened, I started doing good, but I'm selling more and more and more and more and more. I'm trying to. In fact, I'm not even hungry. I don't even want to do drugs anymore. I want money.
Yeah.
I want as much money as I can get. I have drug dealers giving me their cars. I have drug dealers dropping if I want something, I'm getting it dropped off in a large amount on front. I don't even have to put the money down first.
Right.
They're trusting me to give it back to them later. Anybody is doing that, and I let my guard down, and I got locked up again.
Yeah.
And I thought, damn, I'm just back here in the same spot as I was last time, basically. And yeah, I'm still fighting the case right now.
So we're not gonna
really go into detail about it.
Now,
but
I feel like most of this like podcast has been like a little sad, but also I want people to know like that he's one of like the funnier characters we know.
I bounced back. I gained
You've always
more
had
weight than I ever have gained in my life. I get bonded out of jail because I get some charges dropped. First I go to this halfway house because that's my dad was like, look, I'm gonna bond you up, but I want you to go to a halfway house.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say, yeah, of course, anything to get bonded out of jail, anything to get out of here, I'll do anything. And but I get there and I'm like, this ain't it. It was a bad situation because I'm around.
You're being exposed to a lot
being
more people
exposed
that
to
were
more
way
than
worse
what I
than
was
you.
already exposed to, and it wasn't positive to me because it wasn't. All these people are experiencing trauma with being drug addicts,
Right.
and I am dealing with trauma from being a drug dealer. So that wasn't a very healthy mix. If you see what I'm saying.
Yeah, it seems like a.
So
poor...
I had to get out, and I had a girl that I was very close with, and so I moved in with her, and that's just where that went. And now I'm doing really good. I got 2 different raises at work. I'm doing really, really good right now.
Good. And that's one of the things. Is like a dude that's been through that much shit. Like this stuff that you've been through, it's amazing. Like up here, like how you're able to bounce back.
Right.
Because a lot of people couldn't do that shit.
And the things that I want to focus on now, I used to. I felt hopeless.
Yeah.
I was in this cloud of just hopelessness, and I did not know how to deal with that. Right. And now I do have, everybody has days where they feel kind of hopeless. Yeah. But now I just have this wave, this vibe of mentality that I just want to be positive. I want to show the world positivity. There's so much negative shit that's going on right now in the world, and it's evil. It sucks.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's enough of it. There's so much of it, and I just want to, and I don't know how to do it yet. I don't know if it's through. I'm very passionate about music. I don't know if it's through music. I don't know if it's through writing. I don't know what it's for, but I want to show the world some form of positivity.
Do it.
I mean, that's what I've been trying to figure out how to do.
And it's hard to do. I still don't know what I want to do, but one of the things that we both were like passionate about that we felt like we could do this is a podcast.
Yeah, and we're doing it. I like this. I do. This is cool.
So it's just like find that one thing that you think like you want to do, and then just slowly get to it.
Yeah, and I want to shout out. I know I'm drinking a beer right now, but I don't have an alcohol addiction, so it's not a big deal. My biggest thing was cocaine. That's another thing I smoke hella weed. I think weed should be legal in all 50 states.
I do too.
I think that it helps me personally with anxiety. I can gain more weight and be healthier when I smoke because it blocks the anxiety that I have. And so I do think that should be legalized. Am I currently smoking pot? No, because I'm on probation and I'm facing new charges, and I want to.
So I would like to add to this. I guess this is one of my topics, anyways.
I knew you were gonna bring it up because
the legalization of weed. So obviously you're for it.
Now,
and
before I say like I've already said I'm for it. I want to say that I actually don't smoke weed and I'm for it.
Yeah, I also.
So I just want that to be known.
Yeah. I
to everyone.
When I can, I do smoke hella weed.
Okay. Right.
I'm about it.
All right, so I'm pretty. I would say you could legalize it, yes, but I know there's some advocates in yourself because you said how, you said it was good for you.
We got it. Don't worry, I get the
call.
You're
good.
Oh, I know you said, the things that was good for you, like it helps you watch your weight, anxiety down, but I would counter and say that I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this comment. You probably will. But in my opinion, it should be legalized, but I also believe that weed is addictive. And now hear me out for this.
No, I agree with you.
Will say no. They that's their initial response, like weed isn't addictive. But like I think that, you know, as you go on in life, like it's kind of like in the back of your head, like I don't know, like
you always want to smoke some weed.
Yeah, you're like, cause
when you're smoking weed, and that's something that you do either daily or you know, a few times a week.
Yeah,
that is something that you do want to do.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not gonna change because, it's like this. If there's something that you have that relieves your stress,
yeah,
that makes you feel good about yourself, and then you're doing that all the time, and then it's taken away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're not gonna like that, right?
Yeah. So do you think weed has a different effect on each individual person?
I do think it. I don't think each individual person as maybe there's a million people in the world or whatever, and each of those million people affect it differently. No, I don't think that. I do think though that in different, like say there would be 5 different groups that people would fit into.
Yeah.
And I think that there are different people are affected differently from it. Like me, for example, when I smoke for long periods of time,
mm-hmm.
and then I just cold turkey don't smoke.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I won't eat, but I don't have an appetite. So I kind of have to force myself to eat.
So do you think it's because you've grown accustomed to having the munchies, having, like, because weed, obviously, like, a lot of people eat more when they smoke, and, like, it's I think in some states they do it for people that have eating disorders. They smoke
definitely
weed.
do.
So do you think, did you have this problem before you smoked weed that you know of, or did it grow over time as you smoked weed?
When I was 16 was the first time I ever smoked weed. When I was 17, I was taking a substance called Treece. It was supposed to help me with my ADHD. And it just kind of fucking made me feel like a zombie, honestly. And if I smoke...
At what age did you take that at?
16, 17.
Okay, I remember that.
And it really just made me feel bad, honestly. And I didn't like feeling like I didn't have control over my own thoughts, or I didn't have control over my own self, or who I wanted to be. And so if I smoked a couple bowls of weed at night and get really, really fucking stoned, the next morning I still feel I'll still be relaxed enough because I still have cannabinoids in my system to where I could focus.
Gotcha.
I have English first semester that year, I remember, and I made a better grade in English 2 or whatever than I did in English 1, because and I don't want to say it's all because I was smoking weed, but it was because I was using weed to relax myself, to where I could focus and I wouldn't have so much anxiety, and I could kind of get a grasp on what's going on in the classroom, you know? And I think that in high school, definitely, it was good for me in some ways.
Yeah. I think weed, like, I think a lot of people hype up weed for, like, what it can do, like, for persons with, like, anxiety, you know, eating disorders and everything like that. But I think like any drug, I think it has, I know, like, a lot of drugs, they don't, like, for weed example, they don't really test weed as much as, like, they probably should. Like, they probably should test all these drugs, you know, to see what they can do to help people. But I would say, just like nicotine, just like any drug, I feel like it can have positives, but it's also going to have negatives. And those negatives haven't been all found. And I'm not saying, I think it should be legalized just for the fact that doctors can test it more and then find ways to help more people. But also they'll be able to find negative things that if they need to help people, then they can. So
there are negative things that I've experienced as far as negativity is motivation.
Yeah.
Now, as I've been a growing adult in the past couple of years, I have seen a positive growth in my motivation. But at first, as a young adult, it's helped me focus in high school. But I also just want to get fucking high all the time.
Yeah.
And just kind of check out.
Yeah. I mean, that age, your mindset, it's like
it's like fuck it. I just want to do what I want to do. And so when I'm doing that, I'm checking out, and I just sort of it helps me not care about things that maybe I should care about.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, completely.
So, and it's not about my cleanliness or my, whatever, but like family time, for example. I should spend more time with my mom and my dad, and I should do more things with my sister or whatever. But I just want to get fucking high all the time because this is something that's kind of new to me, and so I want to experiment with it. But I keep going more and more and more and more into it, into where I almost became like an activist damn near. I just wanted to sell it and give it to the whole world. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm not saying that was it wasn't all the way wrong, but it wasn't right either.
Yeah.
So marijuana can definitely have a negative effect on humanity.
Gotcha.
In certain ways, but it can also help humanity in so many ways too. But I mean, it's like a lot of things.
Yeah. So real quick, Tanner, I don't know if he wants to end it or if he has another topic he wants to talk about before we hit a certain mark.
I was just gonna hit up what you were saying with the. Fuck. It was actually gonna lead into one of our next episodes with theories about big pharma and how they don't want to legalize marijuana so they can make money.
Right.
Yes.
Fuck them.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a known thing. I mean,
I think it's awful, dude.
Yeah. I mean, there's theories that they have cures for the common cold and they have cures for cancer. Even though cancer's kind of more. Even I've learned more about cancer, and I don't know if they could, because cancer's kind of like it's already in all of us. It's kind of like The Walking Dead. Like everyone has cancer.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I don't know if that is. I don't watch the show.
Season 3 or 4 or 5.
Okay, I'm
Between
sorry.
Those,
don't
that's
watch
when they
this.
find out. They go to the CDC and they find out, oh shit, it's in everybody. So
Yeah.
we die.
So it's like
Sorry.
it's in everyone, and it's just like your cells dividing, and eventually you get a bad one, turns into cancer. But I honestly just lost train of thought.
Yeah, I know.
I lost train of thought.
Yeah.
Cancer will do that to you.
But, that's the thing. Anyways, that's going to lead to another episode that we're going to talk about all fucking conspiracy theories.
Man, that's I got in a car accident about 3 weeks ago, and I was out of work for a couple weeks, and
Did you go down a rabbit hole?
I got up to date on all the current conspiracy theories. God. So, I mean, there's a lot going on with the hip-hop industry and the music group. There is a lot of conspiracy theories going on with robotics, and there's a lot of conspiracies going on with human cloning.
I was going to say, it may be the next episode or one after that where we're going to talk and list a bunch of things. And if you want to send us one that you're passionate about,
We'll try to get a call-in thing.
we can try and get a call-in thing. That'd be awesome.
That
That
way
would
we
be
can
cool.
work that out.
Yeah.
We'll try to get the call-in. I mean, I do have one question for you before.
For him?
Yeah,
Okay.
unless you have something
Go
you
for
want
it,
to
go
add.
for it.
Okay. So, throughout your story about what you went through from Maine back to Knoxville to Atlanta, back to Knoxville, then with Marshall to Bro.
Sorry.
That was one of y'all.
Just so we're cool.
Anyways,
did
back to
could you hear it through
Marshall,
this?
back-
Yeah,
to
yeah.
whatever.
I don't know. That's live. You can't do anything about that. But
No, I really wanted to.
you wanted it to be on.
No. I just wanted to be like, okay, he can't hear me. He can't hear me.
Oh yeah, no, I could hear.
And I
you.
just
Yeah,
wanted to push
yeah.
it.
One of y'all
farted.
farted.
No, it was Tanner for sure. I
Okay.
mean, he's owning up to it,
I
right?
think it was
Alright.
that dude.
Right. It was that guy.
This fucking guy over here,
Um,
just shitting his pants. And shit.
but yeah, okay. But so what made you attracted to selling weed and selling these drugs? Was it just purely money? I know
No,
you
it
kinda
was
touched on
not
this.
purely money. I mean,
Like the first time you
I
ever
like, I
sold.
like hip hop. I like rap music. You know what I'm saying? I watch music videos.
Oh,
I'm
it's
seeing
getting
these
deep.
guys are balling
Deep.
out. They have all these women. They have all
got
whatever
everything.
clothes they want to wear.
Yeah.
It's power.
So they talked
And-
about drugs
And
in
they're
their
talking about
rhymes.
selling drugs. They have an
Yeah.
empire or whatever. So fuck it. I'm build my own empire. You know what I mean? I want to have my own shit. I want women. I want nice cars. I want clothes.
So it's
you
pure.
know what I mean?
Okay, so it's for you got.
It was like material objects.
materialistic. Okay.
And that's not reality.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch Scarface?
Yes, I did. One of my favorite
Goodfellas
movies.
is
Did that-
better. Side note.
It
I don't know, I
wasn't
gotta
an
rewatch
inspiration,
Scarface, but Goodfellas
slightly.
is
It was
really
an
good.
inspiration, but if you watch the whole movie, obviously you see
He
that
died.
So
what
you're
happens
like,
to him at the
maybe
end.
that's
so
not the thing.
that's not what I want for myself.
So
Obviously,
it was more materialistic stuff than anything else.
it was more materialistic stuff, and honestly, the power that I seen it could have over people, even though I didn't use it for the full potential that I could have. I mean, I could have been way more bad than I was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the things that I did get out of it, that I did want to get out of it, I did, and that kind of kept me going in that direction. And those are things that I once wanted then. Yeah,
you
I
no
don't
longer.
really want anymore.
Yeah, you've grown
Those aren't
out
the
of
things
it.
I'm focusing more. I'm not
You've,
proud of
you've
that.
seen the whole story and how it plays out.
I do not want to live the rest of my life in prison. When I was in jail, when I was waiting until I was going to prison in Oklahoma, when I was in county jail, and I had a cellie that was an Aryan Brotherhood, right?
Yeah.
In that county jail specifically, you could choose your cellmate, and you could choose what cell you were in.
You chose an
in your
Aryan
pod.
Brotherhood.
Well, we started playing cards all the time, and I mean, fuck, we're 24 hours a day. We're in a fucking pod. We don't have anything to do. There's cable TV and shit, but like,
Cable sucks.
yeah, cable kind of sucks. And so, anyways, we kind of start bonding, and we watch out for each other. Like if I'm sleeping and someone tries to come fuck with me and myself, even if they're just joking, hey, he's just gonna get up and get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? And I do the same type of shit for him, when I could. And I mean, he's the one that gave me my first tattoo.
How many tattoos do you have now?
I just that one.
Okay.
That's it. I need to get.
Wait. I thought you had an.
I got it done over because it was a little faded
Okay,
and
gotcha,
it just was a
gotcha.
stick and poke in county jail. So I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
So
I didn't want to go to prison without any tattoos. I felt weird about that.
You felt
Everybody there had
like an
tattoos. So I'm
upright
like,
chicken.
I need something.
So okay, so you got past the material, so you grown with your mindset. So, fuck, I lost my train of thought again. Fuck, I can't believe this.
Materialistic
I can't believe.
things.
So
Welcome to my world.
obviously, okay, yeah, I got it back. Obviously, that you have, and I gave you this, I texted you this one time, and you said you had 9 lives, just because of how many you kind of lost second chances in a way.
Right.
With I mean, you almost
All types of
yeah,
shit.
got out of jail once. You almost, I mean, passed away. You're back out of jail again.
R.I.P.
Hopefully that stays. So obviously you're on this planet for a reason. There's some reason that you haven't gone behind bars. There's a reason you didn't die.
And I really truly think that the life that I live on Earth right now,
Yeah.
it is really to show people who are going through things like that is not the only answer.
Yeah.
No matter
that's good.
how fucking hard it is, no matter what it is you're going through on a daily basis,
Yeah.
as crappy as it is, what you might be influenced by that's bad. Maybe your parents are drug addicts and they're just horrible, or whatever it is you're going through, especially the younger generation, that there is other options. It's not just black and white. It's not just this or that. You know what I mean? There are all types of things that you can do, and I can't express that enough. And I've seen, I mean, like even after all the sketchy bullshit I've been through, like I'm still sitting here with you guys today.
Yeah.
And you guys are still
Exactly.
you guys are still friends with me.
Yeah.
I could have just said fuck you guys and went and did all the crazy crap I wanted to do, but I didn't want to do that. I still wanted to have a positive social life. But I guess what I'm saying though is that selling drugs it's
not the answer.
It's not the answer. It's a trap.
Yeah.
They call it trapping for a reason. It's a fucking trap.
Yep.
You are going to get caught. You're going to serve time. You're going to go through negative experiences that you don't have to go through.
Exactly. So my question is, and this is this is probably the last question, and we probably should end it.
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself going in 5 years, bar that you beat the case? What do you have? And this is a broader question where it's kind of like you just, your dreams kind of realizing through the next 5 years to make that impact that you want to make?
I'm not trying to be Lil Pump. I'm not trying to be Trippie Redd.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be 6ix9ine. I do love music, and I do enjoy hip hop. I do enjoy alternative rock. I want to do something with music,
Gotcha.
and I want to do it in a way that is not materialistic.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Tough to do.
If you're fucking rich, then you're gonna have materialistic things. That's just part of it. But that doesn't have to mean your main focus in life.
Yeah. I think a lot of people get caught up with that. They want to have the nice car. They don't live within their means.
They want to wear Louis
Vuitton
Vuitton jackets and fucking, have
I
models
was
that
part of
have
that for a while.
100,000 followers on Instagram and shit, sucking their dicks. Who doesn't want that? But at the same time, that's not what life is.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's kind of, if you could, that's not happiness.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of people get caught up with that.
Right. But yeah, so I guess to any of the people that are watching this right now, I know this has gone probably
Hell, this shit could go
30
viral, man.
minutes
Get your
longer
word
than
out
it
here.
is, but to all the people that might be listening or see this later, drugs are not the answer. Obviously our government is corrupt, but you can find happiness even in your sorrows.
Don't look. Yeah, exactly what he's saying. Don't look for materialistic things. Find happiness within yourself,
Right.
and find your meaning in what you think.
Sometimes, even though you're going through something that's really, really shitty, that's really, really, you just want to give up and die or whatever it is, you are learning that for a purpose.
Yep.
You are going through that experience to make you who you're about to be. And that is honestly all that I have to say about anything.
Best way you could put it, dude.
Awesome. Great. What? Oh, you thought
I'm
that
just
was-
I'm
you-
just happy. I'm just happy. I'm glad.
Yeah, I'm glad. I hope.
And I really do want you on again.
Yeah, I mean,
And
there's
we
a lot
can-
more we
come
could ask
whenever you
about.
guys want me.
Now that like people that are watching know your story, we can talk about funny shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Slumped.
Yeah, so I'm hoping I think you can stay on this path. I believe in you, and I think you can keep doing this. You just gotta believe in yourself. That's the most important thing. Even when you think everyone's got lost to you, even when you think Nathan is pushing you away or I'm pushing you away.
we all still care.
Honestly, me and him are really, really in a good spot right now.
Yeah, exactly. So anytime you think you're against it, don't think you're against it. You can I think people get lost up with thinking they're in the, like you said, deep scenario.
Right.
Just keep pushing, and you'll eventually get out, and that's what defines you as a person. So I think you're gonna push through, and I think you're gonna beat the case. And I want you to achieve the music goal that you have. Just keep doing that. Keep following your dreams.
Just try it out.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to put out the music on iTunes and put money into it.
It's like we'll listen.
Yeah.
It's just like
I mean, hell, we make this podcast
Yeah.
and we
the only people that listen are
my girlfriend
parents
Ashton.
and-
Parents.
My mom is probably,
Yeah.
I'm sure she's logged off by this point, but
But yeah.
I feel bad for her. She's
Hey, that's all right.
11:43.
So yeah, so don't get
That's all right.
11:44. And
Hey, it's time for all of our parents to go to bed.
Yeah.
That's all right.
hell yeah, if they're not in bed,
All right.
then hell. Something's
So that's Levi Hackler. You can reach him on social media at hackattacks_meds.
going on Instagram. I don't really do Twitter anymore. It's Hack Attack Your Mom. You are for your on Snapchat.
Hack attack your mom.
I don't even really do much social
I
media.
gotcha.
Levi Hackler on Facebook, whatever.
I'm Treece.
I will be
Burgess.
putting music out soon.
Do it.
Oh yeah, I mean, heck, we'll shout you out one video. Get you some
Yeah.
more views, hopefully, if we grow.
Yeah. I hope I help maybe grow.
Heck
These
yeah,
guys a little
fucking
bit.
put us, put a be like, Treece&Tanner podcast.
Yo.
Treece&Tanner podcast.
Hey, if you could make us a song, like that'd be.
Hey, if you can make us
just
a
saying.
damn intro, that'd be
Just saying.
fire as hell.
We still don't have an intro. But anyways, all right. I'm Tanner Henry. Reach me on everything, Tanner Henry.
I'm Levi Hackler.
And I'm Treece Burgess. Follow me at Treece Burgess if you want to. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. And make sure you also follow and like. Can you like on Twitch? I think so. Or yeah, follow on Twitch.
You can do anything on Twitch.
You can do anything on Twitch.
No, you can't, but you can.
You can throw Twitch
Twitch
around
is the stuff.
to your
We gotta
friends.
get Twitch.tv teas in here.
Just-
But just make sure you hit us up on social. Follow us at Treece&Tanner on Instagram. We're still working on deciding on SoundCloud or what other platforms we want to put on so you can portably listen throughout the day. But make sure you tune in next week around the same time. We may change it, and we may actually have a watch party tomorrow at 2 Eastern time for the KSI
That's
versus
right.
Logan Paul fight.
That's right.
So tune into that if
A
we
little
do
fight
watch
companion.
it. We're not going to show the fight because we don't get striked, but we will be doing a fight companion, so we'll react. Most likely we'll be doing that.
That's cool.
Yes. You
want to add anything?
We might tomorrow at Casual Pint they're doing a volunteer thing. I'm going to it. I'm not even volunteering. I'm just gonna drink some beer and hang out.
All right. Sounds
Thanks
good.
for watching. Love you.
All right.
Very much.